Hey guys, bjthebrave here, back with another deck guide and Dark Angels again, and another Asmodai deck. And this time I really wanted to go in on the Ravenwing. The thinking generally here was, um, how can we still make use of the secrets in the deck, but not be as all in on the miracle. So that the miracle deck, if you've seen that deck guide that I did earlier, go check that out on my YouTube. That deck can do some absolutely bananas combos. Like I've had some games with that. Unfortunately, not the one recorded, but I've had some games with that deck where I drew something like 12 cards in one turn. Right, it can really go off. It is an absolutely insane deck, but it's completely reliant on the secret kind of as the win con. What we've built here, I'm going to show you the deck that you're going to see in the games, and I'm going to show you something that I think is a slight improvement on it as well. So this is my Ravenwing vehicle deck. Now what we're trying to do here is build a deck that stands on its own 2 feet, and it has win cons because it has a really effective curve, and it can win without the secrets. So the secrets tend to be the kind of, if you get dragged into deep water, and they're sort of icing on the cake. They kind of supplement the win con. And I actually think this is a really powerful way of playing Asmodai. It works really nicely with his ability, and also you still do generate quite a lot of secrets. And so what have we got? Well, you'll notice we've not played into the teleport strategy at all. I don't think it's very well suited to Asmodai, and certainly not this type of deck build. So obviously Asmodai himself can gain one quest point every single turn, and what I really love is the Master of Repentance, which is that really important only one energy Warlord talent that pings for 1 damage, and it also gains you 1 as well, which is furthering our win con. Now, what we've got in here is a complete vehicle package. The main theme of this deck is to heavily lean into vehicles. So that means we run the double bikes. We've got the secret agendas, which I think are really good cards in a kind of all vehicle deck, because rather than like chipping away towards a secret to get the 3 points, this just gives you the 3 points. It just gives you a secret, and also importantly you get to choose one. So if it's a deck where you think you're going to want the draw, or if the invincibility is going to be important, or the hard removal, for example, you can kind of like choose and play to the matchup. I really like it. It also draws a card as well, very reliably in this deck because you've got so many vehicles, so it kind of replaces itself. What we've also got is 2 copies of the Rock. Mainly we'll be using this to just kind of play a nice early Taman, but sometimes we'll be using it for things like heal. And also in this deck, occasionally we even use it to gain +2, for example, when we've got Dreadnoughts down. So the Rock's really good in this deck. We do run the double Black Knights because I think this is just going to be a card in every single Dark Angel faction. And of course we're playing Ravenwing, so it fits beautifully into this deck. And now also the Ravenwing Champion, fantastic card in this deck. We can get often we can get that deal 3 damage off twice, which is an insane value for a 3 cost. It's really good value getting it off once, and you can pretty much always get it off once. So I think this is a great card in here. And of course we're playing a Ravenwing deck, so there's some nice synergies with some of the other cards which we'll talk about in a second. We've got the Ravenwing Speeders. We've got 2 of these again because they're vehicles. They're nice proactive 3-drops, and again we can kind of use them to kind of deal 2 damage and gain 1 quest progress each turn as well. I do think potentially that we could drop one of these. I'm going to show you another version in a second where I've done that. Now I've got 2 Land Speeder Vengeances for the flanking removal, the nice 5 range attack there. And we've got the Techmarine guys, and the Techmarine is our key 4-drop in this deck. And again, as I said, it's an all-vehicle deck, so this is absolutely the deck for the Techmarine. Really love this card. Like, there's so many cheeky things you can do with the Techmarine, like, things like a Ravenwing Champion that you've played down on 3, then attacks when you drop the Techmarine. You could even attract the Warlord, for example, put the 4 damage on, and rather than just going down to 1 and being open to be removed next turn, you heal back up to full health. So just similarly with things like the Land Speeder Vengeance and the other flankers, same deal. You can put this down, then you can drop the Techmarine, it can attack, it goes down to 1 or 2 health, and then it comes back to full health, right? So the Techmarine is just super good. You're going to see in some of the games today. The Techmarine is really awesome. I love the Techmarine in this deck. And the other great thing is that even if the heal thing doesn't go off, every time a vehicle attacks, gain 1 quest progress. So this is a super solid card. I'd run 4 of these in this deck if I could. It's just a really great card. Now we do run a single Unwavering Zeal. I do think 1 after playtesting is enough. The main reason for that is this deck, and Dark Angels in general, to be honest, they have a lot of really good early removal flankers and stuff, so it's very unlikely that in the early game, for example, you're going to be overwhelmed on the board where your opponent's going to have these 3 damage health, 3 health units. Of course, from Unwavering Zeal, though, it is good against stealth, right? So that's like one of the key things, taking out Gene Stealers and Eldar Scorpions and things like that. So you could always put a second one in, but I found that 1 has been plenty, to be honest. Now, what I've done here is I've gone for one of the tech slots here was do you play the second Zeal? Do you run a Desperate Mission? And I really, really love this card, and I was really thinking about it from my Miracle deck, because if you get to the late game with this deck, the problem is you do run out of cards. Now, we have built a curve so that it's not too bad, because we've got some nice late curve units, so we don't suffer too badly. Like I've seen some other Asmodai decks where they curve out at 7, and the problem is they run out of steam. Whereas we've got the double repulsors, given the spoiler alert. So we don't as often. However, I do think that like when you get this off on E9, E10, it's absolutely amazing. And what it does is it draws you 3 troops, which you can immediately play and get a good tempo advantage. But also, importantly, it's thinned your deck then, hasn't it? So it's thinned your deck with all the troops, and now you're much more likely to draw secrets. That was the thinking. However, and I'll be honest, it's the Ecclesiarch that inspired this from his Asmodai video. I've been reflecting on it, and I actually think that the other draw card, the 3 draw card, is better suited to this deck, because we don't have to wait till the late game to use it, and it also generates quest points, which is obviously what we're trying to do with this particular deck. So I actually think the 3 drop 1 is better. Anyway, to finish out the deck, we've got the Ancients. We've got the Talonmaster. The Talonmaster's so good in this deck that's why we run the Ancients. I don't want to just be forced to play this as a standard flanker. So many combinations with the Talonmaster in this deck. This is the deck this card was made for. I wish I could resurrect this card. It's absolutely amazing. Think of it more like an Orc Nob. You know, all of your vehicles can gain flank if you play it alongside this. Don't forget that. That's really, really good value. Of course, it's got the flexibility to deal with stealth if that's an issue as well. So the Talonmaster is just a super card. Ezekiel just gives us a nice curve. It's the one kind of non-Ravenwing card that we do run in the deck. And then we've got the Deadly Hunters, because it's the best legendary probably in the deck. The Redemptors, just superb with this deck. Of course, one of the reasons for playing Asmodai is that you want to be able to make use of this. You know, what do you call it? The Repentance and the Asmodai ability, obviously, just have super good synergy, and we can get so much value out of this Redemptor Dreadnought. It's just an unbelievably good card. I really underrated this card. It's so good in Asmodai. It's not so good in the others, but it's so good in Asmodai. Sammael, just another really great top-end flanker. It can also give you some nice value. I like the vehicle, the fact that it gives you a vehicle as well, so it kind of helps you with that problem of running out of cards. And then double Repulsor. Now, very quickly, before we jump into some games, if you do want to try my slightly newer version of it, it's very, very minor changes. I just dropped a single Ravenwing Speeder, and I dropped the 5-drop draw, and I just put in double Hunt of the Fallen. So what we've got here is just some excellent card draw, where we're still furthering our quest progress, and we're not as bound to playing it in the late game as we are with the drop pod, right? Like I said, with that one you want to be playing it late. With this one you can play this like cheekily a bit earlier if you need to as well. And it also can draw you a secret. It's not bound to your troops only, so you actually can draw a secret there as well. So that is a slight variant. Like I say, it's not much different. Everything else is exactly the same. So yeah, that's the deck, guys. Let's jump into some games and see how this gets on. Alrighty. Oh, we have a mirror match of sorts, although there's no guarantee this will be a Ravenwing vehicle deck, of course. So, but we have got Asmodai nonetheless, so I think we're just going to keep the Unwavering Zeal here. Okay. So we're going to do the standard opening with Repentance and just put 2 quest points on the board. Now, he actually runs the 1-drop, so that's kind of interesting, because it does mean you can get a secret turn 1 with this player, right? The Asmodai ability, the Master Repentance, and the Intercessor. So that does give you a secret straight away, so that's kind of quite a nice and quite an interesting turn 1. We actually clear, we're not going to kind of rush. to maximize secrets here. And we don't have a 3-drop, so we're kind of going steady away. And we even play the secret agenda. Like, it's very rare I do this. It's very rare that we play secret agenda when we haven't got a vehicle down to draw. We didn't have to do it there, obviously, but I do quite like to get a secret in the deck early because there's always a chance that you will get one. So now he plays a proactive Black Knight, which is pretty good for us, to be honest. It's pretty good news for us. So we can actually just go ahead and Unwavering Zeal here if we want. We don't need to kind of rush. We're not attacking. We're just getting our quests going, and he's going to do the same. Does he actually drop anything proactive? Yeah. So like us, he kind of has a lot of reactive early drops, so there's no real pressure. There's no proactive pressure from either deck, really. And we're actually going to drop the Speeder here proactively. We can get away with a Master Repentance at the same time, which means that we can put another secret in here with our agenda ability as well. And the other thing is that these things don't always guarantee the flank, right? So sometimes playing one proactively is okay. And actually we forced him to kind of trade 1-for-1 and spend his energy there. So we're pretty happy with that proactive play, to be honest. Will we do it again? Let's have a look. Probably not now, because we can actually put a bit of damage on with a Ravenwing. It's not great because it's just hitting face, but it is creating a little bit of a health gap for us. And if he trades here as well, he'll be taking... Nope, he's got the Grim Resolve. Okay, we don't run that card, but he does, so he's got a removal there without having to take damage to face. But again, he can't draw... Okay, he actually does run an Aggressor, so he can get a 3-drop down with nice stats, so he does get something down on the board. Now, we're just going to go ahead with the Land Speeder here. I mean, this is a very... I would say from both sides, it's a very sort of like passive game. Like, it's quite a slow-paced game, and that suggests we've got some big units. And here comes the first one, right? Here comes the Dreadnought. He misses, unfortunately, there. Always a risk when you do that kind of 50-50. It's why I don't kind of like to use the Dreadnought in that way if I can avoid it. And it kind of really gives us an out here to get a trade on a unit that otherwise would have been relatively difficult for us. You see, I'm really valuing my Talonmaster here. And we just drop out a proactive Black Knight. Now he's actually running... I quite like this card, the Company Champion. It's really not a bad card. It's just a little bit of an average card, I would say. Because, like, if you can get its Slay off, then it's really decent value, but it's just a bit slow. But however, this is the type of scenario where it's pretty good. Like... It's causing us a little bit of trouble here, and we probably are going to have to go ahead and use our Talonmaster to deal with it. So it's done all right, to be honest. Okay, so we decide not to... We use the secret to clear it. That's why we attacked, and that means that we can preserve the Talonmaster's health. So fair enough. Now he runs his second champion. Sadly for him, coming into E10, this is where you have the big old Repulsor. And we decide to just go all in on this turn. Because we drew the Obscure Ritual, we can kind of like have just a mega tempo swing here. So we decide to take it. We didn't have to. We could have played more safely and more cautiously and preserved the deadly Doodah, the deadly Hunters. But we use the refill, and then we bring out the Repulsor for a really lovely clear on the Company Champion. And Bob's your uncle. We have taken over the board. Now, really, he has one... Now, actually, we could have just... To be honest, we've done this to kind of put the... Actually, we should have just attacked with the Dreadnought. That was a mistake. We should have just attacked with the Dreadnought there. That would have flanked these because we forgot that we had the Talonmaster down. So that was a bad misplay. We could have saved two things. However, he could play his in response, right? He doesn't actually have it, which would be his main kind of like counter to that. His own Deadly Hunters. So this is looking pretty good for us. He has got this guy down. I don't like this card, if I'm honest with you. But it does hold us up for a little turn here, and we can kind of see the Techmarine come down, which is pretty cool here. We attack. That puts a quest point on, and it heals the Land Raider as well. So Techmarine doing its thing, and we can just clear here and just make sure we obviously we could just kind of go full face mode here at this stage, but we want to kind of like, we don't have cards, right? So we really want to make sure that we maintain our advantage on the board. And that's why we still clear. Put the health on, but it was too late. It's funny that the health animation went on. I think it was a health animation, unless it was an animation for triggering the quest, I'm not sure. Okay, he runs the Talon. That's going to hold up our Land Raider. And I guess he's going to swing with Asmodai to finish this off. Nice, so he's still in it. What do we draw? Okay, perfect. Draw 3 cards. Nice. And because we found the Rites of Penitence, kind of got it here. Just to stick on the Techmarine, or we could stick it on the Lord, really, depending on what we want to do. And actually, we're just showing you there, like with the rock, that you can actually use it for gain 2. Might be one of the only times you see double rock played where they're both used for gain 2, but just again showing you like what you can do with the Ravenwing, putting the secrets in at this stage in the game, getting 6 damage, and then obviously we're just going to put this on to finish. So a little bit of showboating at the end, just to kind of show off some of the combos, but hey ho, that's game 1. Let's move on to the next. Alrighty, let's see this in action. Actually gonna go with the defensive turrets, you know. Okay, let's have a look at this. Now in this match, do we play it counterintuitively? Like, do we actually just use Master of Repentance to remove the... Is that what we do? Oh, I really want those other 2. This does give me a tempo play. Okay, let's go a bit slower. Do something like this. Sometimes you get matchups where it's correct to not follow your game plan but disrupt theirs. Now we can drop a pretty reasonably statted 3-drop here. Sadly, this can't flank. Wow. Ooh. I think we're going to be doing this. And I think we're going to... I think we're just going to drop this. Yeah. Okay. That went pretty well. Alrighty. Some Azrael. Quite like that hand. I think I'm still going to take the defense turrets. Although, there's quite a lot of armor in this deck. Maybe... and we had the Dreadnought. Maybe we should have taken the other one, actually. Yeah, probably should have taken the other one there. Mistakes were made. Okay. No early pressure. Good news is we've got some bolt for the next couple of turns. Okay, so we will need to attack here. Actually, there's a couple of ways we could do this, isn't there? We could actually save the Black Knight here, I believe. Yeah. We can actually do it this way. We could even just use this here and pray. Do you know what? I think I prefer that, actually. A little bit greedy on my part, because, like, obviously I might really need... the 2 removal. I like to save it generally for a spot where, like I just don't have an option. I'm being a little bit gung-ho with my Warlord help, which with Asmodai is a bit of a dangerous game, especially because we're not running any... Oh my god, did he just play that on 5? Was that from the Inner Circle? That's a super powerful play, man. That's one of the nastiest combos, I think. Like a tempo combo, which Inner Circle to get this guy on 5 and land the teleport it's brutal. It's a really brutal combo, that. Now, we can get rid of it. We're going to have to throw everything into it, but we can actually deal with it, surprisingly. 4, 3, that does 7, so we don't even need to ping that, do we? 4 and 3, 7, yeah. So... can we do our own Inner Circle? Next turn is turn 6. Okay, well we'll take a secret. Take an early secret. Right. Definitely want to... Oh, we can't ping, can we? Because of the camouflage. Oh, yeah, that's such a good... such a problem. The hand is just terrible here. Just terrible. And this is not good on 5 here. Yeah, I mean... It's a really bad turn for us. Does he attack here? He does. So we've actually got a really nice clear here. I think we'll just drop this. Then next turn we've got like the Dreadnought and the Ping for the trigger. Oh boy. Yeah, a lot of people don't run in a circle with Azrael because they think, well, the Warlord can put something on top anyway, but it's still the discount, isn't it? The discount. We are on board. Oh my god. This was discounted as well. God. Value, man. Value. You know what we're going to do? We're going to try a crazy, cheeky... Do we do this? Do we put the Talonmaster out there? If he can't clear it with his 2 cards, the Repulsor can actually flank. I'm going to do it. I mean, at worst, he can just trade with his Lord, take the 5 damage and probably AoE it or play a Black Knight or something. Okay. He's digging for value. Oh no, he's got the Sammael. But that's quite nice because we can beat that with a Repulsor now. Got another secret in the deck. We got him. Eating out. And another Azrael. Well, get lucky. The answer is, yes we do. Wish there was an ability in the game that said, rather than just random or only hits troops, I'd love there to be an ability that says, you know, it hits troops. It deals 3 damage, prioritizing troops, something like that. So if there's no troop, it will still hit face. That would be very cool. Okay, do we want to try and get lucky again, or do we want to just clear this? I think we could probably just go ahead and clear this. Probably do it like this. Forcing him to trade. And it's not bad making Azrael trade, because it means that he's not stacking stuff in his deck, and especially when it's E5 and he could potentially put the Strike Master on top for E6. It's quite good if you can force Azrael to attack on this turn. Okay. I think we're gonna have to just not trade here. Sadly. Yeah. Then we can play those 2 and the pings. That's quite a lot of questing, but this thing just absorbs. Ravenwing Champion. Okay, what are you gonna do there then? Are you trading or not? Yep. Okay. Ooh, interesting. Potentially make that 7, right, which would kill that. Still develop the board. Or we could make our guy and then we could play this. Maybe I prefer that. Oh no, because our guy has to attack. Yeah, okay. And then this is down for next turn when the Dreadnought comes, which that makes sense actually. Yeah, and we set up nice for a Dreadnought turn here. Okay. Was interesting when they make that play as Azrael. It kind of makes me think that their hand's not great. It's either that or he's sitting on like a Sammael, which would obviously counter our Dreadnought. It's something big like a... this would do 2 here, wouldn't it? I think we're still going Dreadnought. I mean, we could do... Potentially we could do... That would clear that. That goes down to 3. This comes on... Yeah, I still think I prefer the Dreadnought, to be honest. I mean, that's annoying. Problem is we do this now and we don't hit this. Does it matter though? Probably not. Okay, now I think we don't play the Dreadnought. Now I think we do go with this play. What's this? Or do we? Let's have a think. Like, that clears that, puts that down to 1, right? Just don't have a lot left on the board. So we could have a Ravenwing Champion on the board. Or we could have a Dreadnought on the board and this still standing. I think I prefer the Dreadnought on the board, right? I'm going to do it this way so that even if the Dreadnought doesn't hit that, we can clear it. Okay, the Dreadnought does it. So now we can just do this then and get another secret. Interesting, now we've got a combo with Talonmaster into Ravenwing Champion. I mean, the Talonmaster's so good in this deck, right? Like, all the vehicles synergizing with it, all the flanking. It's really like an Orc Nob more so in this deck. Very powerful card. Possibly the most powerful card in the deck in this particular deck. It's very, very flexible. It can do a lot for us, this. Imagine we had a Rite of Restoration. Alright. Using his go wide. Come back. It's fine. Not too sad to see that, to be honest. This setup here with the ping and then the Talonmaster into the Champion and the ping, and then if the Talonmaster survives, you then got Repulsor the turn after. It's a pretty devastating turn for us, to be honest. Yeah, he should be playing for beatdown for sure. I think what we do is we do this, right? Do we just do this and hope? I don't want to take 4 damage on face. I'd rather just kill the Ravenwing. Yeah. Yeah. The Ravenwing was the insurance policy there. I think where we lose this is if he just can beat us down, so I really want to kind of keep Asmodai healthy. I don't have heal in this deck, which is a weakness, and it might not be correct. We might need to put some heal in. I mean, of course, we do have a potential heal from a... Sorry, we do have the rock, so that gives us heal, and we do potentially have a secret giving us heal. So there are 2 potential sources of heal. It's not quite accurate. Now then... Do we save the Land Raider here for something a bit bigger? But then the question is, what do we play from here? We could play this. Oh yeah, let's get this. Huh. Okay. Refill actually. Huh. I'm not going to attack either. I kind of want to just draw something a bit better out if I want to drop the Repulsor. Oh god, what a turn that is for him though. Okay, well maybe that was a mistake then. It's like it was. Yeah, because if we'd have had the Repulsor down, we could have cleared this. Ah, man, that's so annoying. This was looking so promising as well. This is the wrong one. This is the wrong secret. This is the problem with secrets as well. If that was like the draw card now or the removal, we'd be laughing. Oh, sadly we lost this game. I think I threw that there. I should have just put the Repulsor down. It's a really good reminder. It's a really good thing to think about. Like, you can get ahead of you actually want to get ahead of this card. Like, the 6 is not enough to remove it, but if this was down, this couldn't remove the Land Raider, and the Raider could deal with it. So that was a misplay. Is there anything I can do here? 3-6. Three, 6. Like, just awful. Oh no, I just messed up. I forgot about the shield because it's just so not obvious. Still don't think that would have done it anyway. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, that's annoying. A Denkler. Keep that hand. Oh, yeah, I'm annoyed. I kind of threw that last game. Anyway, we got to move on. We got to move on. So let's play a Tarman, and let's just set up the Ravenwing Champion. It does make you feel like hard removal would be good in the deck, but the thing is that's not why we lost that. I just got greedy on that Land Raider play. I should have dropped it. Definitely one to remember going forward. Let's tempo that out. Okay, let's do this. No point playing that right now, so we'll just pass. Interesting that you could Techmarine here, kill this and heal. Yeah, so you can kind of like do this. Oh, no, I put the wrong card down. Oh, Jesus. I thought I'd just dragged the Techmarine. For my sake. Okay. Oh, guys, I'm so sorry. Not a very good deck guide, is it? Obviously, if that was the Techmarine, this would have healed up. That was the plan there. So, we just have to do things a bit differently. Right. So we want this to hit first. Which it does. Now I actually want to put the speeder down. I want to put the speeder down here, because we can always heal with the Techmarine afterwards. Yeah, it looks like it. So we can do this. Each time we attack, we generate a thing. So, like, this is really good. It doesn't have to choose between the... Then this can generate another one and also heal. A very nice use of the Techmarine there. I mean, the value that we just got from that card is insane. Imagine that stat line that just said, like, give +2 West and heal one unit by 3 and another unit by 2 or whatever it was. Okay, he's hoping for the lucky ping, and he gets it. Wow. Wow. That was impressive. I think you do this. Want the draw card. Sure. Oh boy. You got another one. Question is, do we draw it? Do we play that, or do we just play the Talonmaster out? Are we running into a potential AoE combo though by doing that? Kind of want to save it. Pretty healthy board here. See what we draw. Oh, perfect. That was annoying. This offense card's done quite a bit of damage already this game. Techmarine's doing absolute work in this game though. Wow. You'll be going on the thumbnail, my friend. I feel like this is probably a good player here. Now, do we want to put the ping? Where do we want to put the ping? I actually think we want to put the ping on here. Because that means we can kill that with one of these. think that's actually better. And then this, we can just like do this. Clear this way. Just can put some damage on. Then we can just put more secrets in the deck. You actually just pop that on there, would be quite funny. Oh, what would be even funnier actually is putting the Talonmaster down, making it invulnerable, and then next turn the Dreadnought's got the flank. A lot of fancy plays we could do there. I mean, do we think he runs hard removal? If we do, then that last player was correct, and this is incorrect, but does he remove it, and does he have it in his 4 cards? Oh yeah, I love that, please. Yes, he's out of there. He is out of there. Okay, so a lot of, obviously a lot of Dark Angels on the ladder right now, but we did get a little bit of variety at the end there. I think this deck has got really great potential, and is a different way of playing Asmodai to the Miracle deck. It's not as kind of, it still generates a lot of secrets. You're not going to draw as many. You're not going to kind of go off and have those Miracle insane combo turns. But what you've got here is a deck that essentially doesn't rely on the secrets. It's got a good curve and a good win condition, many win conditions within the cards that you play, and so the secrets just are more like the icing on the cake. They kind of like, that's what cheats, that kind of tips it over the edge, if you like. I do think this is really, really good. There's a few cards I definitely am interested in testing. One of the so let's look at a couple of the flex spots, right? So first of all, I do think the Inner Circle is very, very good in this, because even though we're not running teleport, what you want to be doing with the Inner Circle is using it to essentially cheat out your mana curve. So for example, getting a Repulsor that only costs 9, getting a Sammael that only costs 7, getting a Dreadnought that only costs 6, that type of thing, right? So looking for and planning ahead so that you can cheat out the kind of tempo curve, if you like. Obviously, I do run double secret agendas, and I like this because what you've got is essentially a vehicle deck. So you are immediately, you're not having to get 3 quest points. You're just getting 3 instantly, right? You're putting your secret instantly in your deck, and importantly, you're also drawing a card, so you're replacing yourself as well. So I think this does belong in this deck, but you could go down to 1 if you were really struggling for space. I think where I've kind of like played around a little bit with tech spots is we've got the Unwavering Zeal. You can obviously run 2 Unwavering Zeals. What I found is because we have so many early flankers that double Zeal is often just a bit clunky and sitting in my hand. I'm kind of happy with 1, but you could certainly put a second one in for the Desperate Mission. Currently I'm testing the Desperate Mission. I think there are games where I've gone kind of like late game, and when you're at like E9, E10 and you just got 1 card a turn, like this is such a good card. It's so good in that situation, and it's going to draw your troops, going to thin your troops out, which gives you the removal again, and then you're likely to start drawing secrets more easily. You can of course replace that. I think a good one to test would be the hard removal, the 7 cost. You did see one of the games there where we just struggled with something really large, although be it that's because I made a misplay rather than not having the hard removal spell. But I do think that's something that would fit into this really well. So you could test one of those. You can even run, if you're coming against lots of flyers, the 7-drop flying unit. I think that's not a bad card. It's not an amazing card, but certainly if you're coming up against a lot of flyers, I do think the jet fighter's pretty good, and it does also keep generating quest progress as well. If you think about it, this card here stuns a unit and then deals 8 damage, whereas this card deals 3 damage instantly. So with its 6 attacking, then it's kind of like a 9. I don't know if you compare it exactly like that, but I think you could definitely get away with one of those. But and the other thing you could do is just run 1 Dreadnought instead of 2. But I quite like having 2 as a kind of pretty reliable finisher and a really good alternative win con to the secrets. So they're sort of like the main cards. I do think like in the 4-drops we're a little bit light for proactive, although the Techmarines are fantastic. You could run something like a Lazarus just for the body, but honestly I feel like Lazarus is not much point playing him. He's not adding that much other than a kind of like 1-point stat that's a bit over statted, just a body basically. Like his abilities aren't working for you in this deck, so I'd probably rather have an inner companion and just have the stealth, to be honest. Overall, they're the cards that you could definitely kind of test and play around with. But I'm pretty happy with the deck. I think this is really cool. It's got a nice theme. The Talonmaster is absolutely unbelievable. Like, there's so many options in how you can use this guy in this deck. If possible, I would try and avoid just bringing him out as a flanker on his own. Obviously, you can do that, but we do have the Ancients, and that's one of the reasons we run these guys, so we don't kind of have to do that with Talonmaster on 5, because he's just so valuable. You know, do you need the anti-stealth? Do you want to kind of use him like an Orc knob so that you can give these other things fly? It's really, really potent. So yeah, guys, that is the deck. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please hit that thumbs up below, and thanks for watching. Appreciate all the support, and I'll see you guys in the next one.